WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A powerful winter storm that's dumped more than 3 feet of snow in Northern California is on the move. Meteorologist Craig Allen with our affiliate WCBS.
Winter storm watches have been issued as far east as portions of Minnesota and Wisconsin on down into Iowa as the cold portion of this storm works its way east with heavy amounts of snowfall.
Parts of the South threatened with tornadoes and thunderstorms. An alleged bomb maker who put together the explosive that brought down Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland, court appearance in Washington, D.C. today. Correspondent Catherine Herridge is there.
We still don't know how the alleged bomb maker came into U.S. custody or why now, after 34 years for the families, there is relief and amazement.
270 people were killed. Iran has executed a second prisoner in gruesome fashion for taking part in nationwide protests there. Here's correspondent Cammie McCormick.
Iranian authorities publicly hanged the man from a construction crane in a warning to others. The government there says he was executed for killing 2 security force officers with a knife. The 2 executions so far have prompted an international outcry. The protests have been the biggest challenge to the Iranian regime since 1979.
The EPA says oil from a ruptured section of the Keystone Pipeline that pumped nearly 600 gallons into a Kansas creek has been contained, and so far the local drinking water stayed safe, but it has fields.
We know we have pasture grass that's black that probably will have to be removed. Things happen, and we just have to repair it and move forward.
Environmentalists say cleaning up the creek may be difficult because oil sinks in the water. The Hollywood Foreign Press has just announced this year's Golden Globe nominations on NBC.
If I've done something to you, just tell me what I've done to you. I just don't like you no more.
Banshees of Inisherin with Colin Farrell has snagged the most with 8. Last year's awards ceremony was not broadcast amid scandal and controversy over lack of black voting members. It'll be back on TV January 10th. Crews are set to begin tearing down the last city-owned Confederate monument in Richmond, Virginia this morning. It could take several days to remove General A.P. Hill from his perch and then dig up his remains that lie beneath. City Council member Mike Jones.
I think Virginians are all in the same space where we just want to move on.
Rejected a motion by 4 of Hill's indirect descendants to stop the plan. Dow futures up 57. This is CBS News.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Whether you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance yours, Rocket Mortgage can help you get there. For home loan solutions that fit your life, Rocket can.
Bay City Bridge Partners is bringing you the same convenient route between home, work, school, and many of Bay City's best restaurants and attractions. It's Liberty Bridge, but better. With a smooth new deck surface, new more reliable bascule mechanics, electronics, and technology, saving you time and fuel costs, and adding another 75 years of life to help elevate and grow the Bay City community. Learn about the ease of electronic tolling and pre-register for a transponder account at baycitybridgepartners.com.
Santa's sleigh is filled with cash, and it's up on the rooftop at Saginaw Eagles Landing. On Saturday, December 3rd, 10th, and 17th, you can win up to $5,000. 5 to 10 p.m. each week. So put a little jingle and a lot of cash in your holiday season. Don't miss Up on the Rooftop, Saturdays through December 17th, only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit saginaw-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 33 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Burchuk. A man from Sebring has been arrested for possession and distribution of child pornography. According to police, 40-year-old Thomas Lee Akins was arraigned Wednesday on charges of possession and distribution of child sexually abusive material. He was arrested following an investigation by the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force with the Michigan State Police. Police encourage parents to speak with their children about how to use the internet safely and provide resources to help children stay safe. More resources can be found at missingkids.org, including a cyber tip line where people can give information regarding possible child sexual exploitation. A group of students from Northwood University in Midland is in Brazil this week to compete for the Esports World Championship. The 5 players are representing Team USA, and the coach says the team defeated 499 collegiate esports teams during the national qualifying tournament last month in Dallas. The World Tournament starts Tuesday. If the team wins, it will be Northwood Esports' second World Championship. The fire chief of Mount Pleasant Fire Department is hanging up his hat. Chief Rick Beltink is announced his retirement recently, with the last day at the helm of the department this Friday. Beltink has been with the Mount Pleasant Fire Department for 25 years, working as a fire equipment operator, eventually working through the ranks as a sergeant and a lieutenant. He became chief of the department in 2015. Beltink says he plans on spending time with his family and enjoying life. WSGW News Time, 9:07.
We could all use a little more sweetness in our lives. Edible is your local stop for sweet treats and special gifts for any occasion, from spectacular chocolate-dipped fruit bouquets to refreshing smoothies and creamy cheesecakes. Edible makes it easy to treat yourself and others to something sweet. Find a store near you at edible.com and pick up a Fruit Fix box of chocolate-dipped apples, bananas, and strawberries for only $9.99 with a suite from Edible Arrangements on Tittabawassee and Saginaw.
I think farming picked me. I didn't pick farming. I'm not afraid to try something new. It's my farm, my family, and our future. My Channel Seedsman gets that. I get access to innovative products with personalized advice backed by data to maximize my yield potential. With Channel, I know I'll prosper for years to come.
Define your future at channel.com/future. Read and follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices. Copyright 2022 Bayer Group. All rights reserved.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. Area restaurant owners are anxious for a Michigan Court of Appeals hearing on Tuesday that could determine if a planned minimum wage hike and elimination of the state's tip credit in February will proceed, a move that many say will make restaurants unsustainable. Michigan's minimum wage is set to jump from $9.87 to over $13. The minimum wage for tipped employees would increase from $3.75 to $11.75, effectively eliminating the tip credit in Michigan, making it just one of a handful of states in the country without one. GM is going to get a big low-interest loan to help finance the construction of its electric vehicle battery plants. Here's Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert.
The $2.5 billion federal loan is part of the Energy Department's Advanced Technology Vehicles Manufacturing Program, a project worked out 15 years ago to help transition to green energy. The formal announcement will be made later today by Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm. The money will go to help finance 3 GM battery plants, including one that's now under construction in Lansing. Jeff Gilbert, News Network.
Have you had your furnace checked this winter? The owner of Lake Michigan Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing in Standale, Daniel Vanderheide, says it is a good idea.
People have already got their furnaces. When you higher call volume, people having problems with their furnace.
Vanderhyde says to make sure you change your furnace filter and to make sure it's clean. If you notice a lot of air is escaping from the furnace, he suggests putting aluminum tape around it to seal it. While not historic, the Mega Millions jackpot is still growing. Tuesday's jackpot will be worth $400 million with a cash option of over $216 million. Michigan Lottery warns the public of prize scams popping up around the holidays. Officials ask players to be cautious and vigilant when giving away personal information and remind the public that claiming winnings is completely free. WSGW News Time, 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Today, mostly cloudy skies, highs in the upper 30s. Then tonight, mostly cloudy skies, lows in the upper 20s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy 30s. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy skies, cloudy temperatures around 30 for the low. On Wednesday, cloudy skies and chance of snow and rain in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 30s. Wednesday night, snow, sleet, and rain. Steady temperatures in the mid-30s. Thursday, rain in the morning, rain and snow possible in the afternoon, highs around 40 degrees. Thursday night, a chance of rain and snow, mostly cloudy skies and lows in the upper 20s. I'm meteorologist Patrick McMillan with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, it's 32.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you and welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show, brand new week. The show sponsored by Westside Decorating Center in Saginaw. Stop in at 4789 State Street to see their newly expanded showroom with everything needed for home decorating. It's where I get all of my home decorating supplies, and you should too. Westside Decorating Center. As I come to you from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio, later on open phones after the 10 o'clock news this morning. And at 11 o'clock, we're going to learn about One-Up Games and Repairs from its owner, Jason McKinnon. But for a good portion of this hour, we're going to talk about helping others and how some organizations are involved in doing that. And we have a couple of guests with us this morning that we'd like to introduce you to. First of all, from the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, and occasionally fills in for me, Matt Felan. Matt, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Much more fun to be on this side.
You haven't lived through it yet, so wait. And who is with us from Big Brothers Big Sisters this morning?
So I'm Scott Lytle. I'm the executive director here with the Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Great Lakes Bay region.
Oh, glad to have you with us, Scott. And thus, you know of the two organizations, folks, the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance and Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Great Lakes Bay area. So, Matt, what is this partnership all about?
Yeah, so every holiday season, we try to support a regional organization or a regional cause to celebrate the holiday season. Last year, we really wanted to take time to celebrate our healthcare workers after all they had done with COVID, and we gave out healthy snacks and thank yous and raffles at all of our regional hospitals. But this year we decided to go in another direction, which was to find another regional organization that was truly regional, that covered Bay, Saginaw, Midland, and Isabella counties, to figure out how we could help for the holiday season. And one of our board members, Bill Gagliardi, over at Davenport University, happens to be their chair, and it became just a natural fit. I mean, what better way to celebrate the holidays and help our region than helping a program like Big Brothers Big Sisters?
Scott, Big Brothers Big Sisters been around a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, over 100 years nationally and 60 or so years here in the Great Lakes Bay region. So long time organization.
What does it do? You know, we haven't, it's my fault too. I mean, we haven't talked about it in a long time. So give us an overview of Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Sure. In the most basic form, we're a one-to-one mentoring organization. So we pair youth ages 6 through 18 up with an adult mentor to help them basically reach their potential, help them through the challenging times, put them on the right path. introduce them to things that they may not have seen before or know how to reach in their lives. So that's who we are in a basic form, but each individual match is that it's individual. So it really depends on who's involved with our program and what it truly comes out to be.
Some of these mentors become friends for life too, don't they?
Absolutely. I mean, we ask for a year when you sign up to be a mentor. Our average match length is 3 years, but it's very common for us to have 9, 10-year matches and then still talk to people that have been matched in our program that talk their entire lives, like you said.
Have you tracked the success of those youngsters that have these mentors?
Absolutely. We do surveys when they start our program, throughout our program at the end, and we do have great success. I mean, the kids that we're working with are very much 80 to 90% more likely to take less risk-taking behaviors, have better scholastic competency, more commitment to learning. So these are proven programs, and the caring adult, one extra caring adult in the life can make just such a big difference for these kids.
How many kids do you serve?
So this year we're about 220 right now. That number is down quite a bit from where we were pre-COVID, but as we're coming out of it, we're building back up, and we want to get back to that 500 to 600 number that we were before going into COVID.
Aside from the fact that it's volunteers doing the mentoring, how is the organization supported financially?
Our support comes from a variety of organizations. So through the United Way, through family foundations, corporate partnerships, and then individual donations. So, a big part of what we do is going out and talking to people about our program, what it means, and how their support helps the kids, but also helps the community.
So, Matt, the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, what is going to be your role this year with Big Brothers Big Sisters? What will you be doing?
Sure. So we have two roles. The first, in my opinion, is the biggest role, which is to raise awareness. They currently have 60 littles that are looking for a match right now, that need a big brother or big sister. It is such an important commitment that a person can make. I can tell you, since we've started this, I've probably talked to 5 different people who've said, I never thought about it. Thank you so much for bringing it up. We're getting them in contact with Scott and his staff at Big Brothers Big Sisters. That's the first thing we want to do, is really help them recruit more bigs. We have so many great people in our region that I think can provide a phenomenal mentorship for these littles here in the region, and that's number one. But number two, we're going to have some fun too, Art. We want to provide a great Christmas for the littles in the Big Brothers Big Sisters program. So we've agreed to adopt 129 littles for Christmas to help do some holiday shopping. So we are turning to our board of directors, our network, which includes about 600 ambassadors who are graduates of our leadership program, or frankly, anyone in the community who says, what, I've been looking for something to do, a way to support an organization this holiday season. Maybe I can partner with you guys. So we are doing a combination of, some people are straight up shopping for a kid. They've decided to take that task on, and others are donating money. So I can tell you, we are about to go on a massive shopping spree here in the next 2 weeks in a wrap-a-thon. But either way, we want to make sure that these 129 kids have an even better Christmas than we could imagine.
How do you select that 129, Scott?
So those are the active matches that we have currently in our program. So the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance was so kind to think of us and bring this idea to us, and we absolutely jumped on that. And so we got sort of our list put together of ages and sort of some interests that they have, and got that over to them, and they've been sort of pushing the ball forward on getting donations, kids sort of adopted, so to speak, and we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, Matt, maybe, I asked Scott to do the same thing. Maybe you should give us an overview of the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance for those that don't know what that organization is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Art. So our number one goal is to build a region. So a lot of times people think of the Detroit region, right? And you ask someone where they're from, and you can get a litany of answers. They will tell you Monroe, Troy, the city. You'll hear all kinds of answers. Here in our region, we have been working for about the course of the past 12 to 14 years to better build our region with the Great Lakes Bay region, which is Bay, Saginaw, Midland, Isabella counties. We work on a variety of various activities that can involve STEM and talent development, working politically to advocate for the region, trying to build a better business climate. There could be a billion things that we focus on as a region, but the premise is that we are much stronger together. If you take out one of those counties and you try to operate separately, like maybe we did 40 or 50 years ago, it's tough for our region to compete against other regions across the state and the country. So it's really getting our leaders from across the community to work together. I don't care if it's in healthcare, economic development, nonprofits, tourism. Annie Rummel does an amazing job with the Great Lakes Bay Convention and Visitors Bureau. We just work so much better when we harness those counties together.
And actually, it's interesting, and I've told you this before, back when I first got here in 1974, one of the first things I was tasked to do was to go out and do a community ascertainment, and the guy I had to do it with was Don Carline, who was the president of Delta College, and I didn't know Don, he didn't know me. And so I got in there and I asked him for the 3 leading issues in the community, which is what we did on the community ascertainments. 45 minutes later, he was still telling me why this region should be a megalopolis, one community rather than a whole bunch of little ones. Here we are many years later. While we're not a megalopolis, the regionalization really has taken hold, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has. It's just little things, let's just talk about the sports. We do quite a bit with the Saginaw Spirit and the Great Lakes Loons, a couple of great organizations. Scott knows one exceptionally well. But when you talk to them, recently we were chatting with the Loons about some new programming for next year. And, they're very focused on continuing to bring guests from Saginaw, Bay, Isabella counties. You look at who comes in the door to games there. God bless Midland, and they get better support than anyone from Midland, but they thrive and survive because they're regional and beyond. And because, folks in Saginaw Bay and Mount Pleasant have adopted the Loons as their team, or they adopt the Spirit, or, I laugh. You go to downtown Bay City right now, Thursday through Saturday, you're walking blocks and blocks. And it's not just because people from Bay City are out and about. It is because when you walk into a restaurant, you run into people from all over the place that, we really just didn't see movement across the region like that years ago. People were a little bit more parochial. I think people really understand that they live in a larger area than just their city or township or community. And people are now moving freely across the region, whether it's for business, entertainment, you name it. It's great to see. And I give the region credit. Everyone's really done a great job embracing the regional construct here in the last 15 years.
All right, Matt, Scott, hang on. I got to take a break, and we will be back. We're talking to Matt Felan from the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance. Scott is from Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and we will be back with them shortly here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW. And let me take a couple of moments to tell you about some great organizations that I'm involved with. The one, of course, is Felan, and I've been telling you about the Felan auto dealerships for a long time. And right now I want to talk about Felan Subaru on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Felan's a proud participant in Subaru's Share the Love campaign. And during the Share the Love campaign, Subaru will donate $300 for every new Subaru sold to one of 4 national charities or Felan's local charity, which you can select, the Good Samaritan Rescue Mission in Bay City. Get the Subaru of your dreams and help a local charity at the same time. And one Subaru you might choose is the 8-passenger Subaru Ascent, like I'm driving this month. It's flexible, it's capable with industry-leading safety, including enhanced eyesight driver assist technology standard in the Ascent. Stop into Felan Subaru, test drive the Subaru Ascent or any one of the fine Subaru products. Talk to a Felan representative to see how easy it is to obtain your own Subaru at Felan Subaru, North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Online, thinkphelan.com. Share the love today with your new Subaru. Felan, serving your automotive needs for over 45 years. And while I have your attention, a 401k can be an important asset for many American retirements. You've made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years and even decades. Its tax advantages and portability may enable workers to build sizable and important nest eggs, but its flexibility can also be costly if you aren't aware of potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an IRS early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers, the little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and more. Request your guide today at 989-835-7203 or visit GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan. We'll be back with our guests after these notes.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. Maybe that's why we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. So what's up with the other 7%?
Everyone, meet our newest employee, Susan. She has an idea that is going to revolutionize our food ordering.
Hi, Susan. So nice to meet you.
Unfortunately, she just gave her notice, and today is her last day.
I'm going to miss her.
EasyCater? Who knows? Order 24/7 from over 95,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. That's our thing.
I've been holiday shopping at Kohl's, and I've got to admit, their deals are some of the best I've seen. I've been earning Kohl's Cash every day, while saving an extra 25% on top of 50% off cute PJs and 40% off comfy slippers. Plus, I just got 30% off super soft Kookaburra by UGG bedding. With more gifts and more savings at Kohl's, the holidays just got so much cozier. Select styles. Offers end December 18th. Kookaburra by UGG. Coupons do not apply. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
There's a sign the Federal Reserve has more work to do to fight inflation. The Producer Price Index rose 0.3% in November. The year-over-year increase ending in November was 7.4%. And core inflation, excluding food and energy, rose 0.4% in November. All the numbers showed wholesale inflation increasing more than expected. Inflation is no longer increasing as it was at its peak earlier in the year, but remains stubbornly high. Costco shares are lower after its earnings were weaker than expected in the recent quarter. Its online sales declined. United Airlines is expected to announce a major order for Boeing 787 Dreamliners next week. It could be for more than 100 of the wide-body planes. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Starting to realize your small business is a little overwhelmed by the holiday rush? It's still not too late to get all of your shipping and mailing under control with Stamps.com. Sign up right now, and you'll be printing your own postage in just minutes with discounted USPS and UPS shipping rates. Just go to Stamps.com, click the mic at the top of the page, and use code BUSINESS for a 4-week trial, plus free postage and a digital scale. That's Stamps.com, code BUSINESS.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. When you download the free iHeartRadio app.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find to switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
This is a test. WSGW is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This is a test of the emergency alert system on WSGW. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. WSGW serves Saginaw, Bay, and Midland counties, along with the surrounding area. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system on WSGW.
And Robin Show.
Any other Biden official steal someone's luggage?
One's enough, right?
It's Suitcase Equity.
Mark Lee, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
And we are back with you, talking to Matt and Scott about the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance and Big Brothers Big Sisters. Scott, give us an idea of what a mentor does. What's required? How much time in a given week, let's say, does a mentor spend with their little?
Yeah, great question. We ask that our mentors spend 2 to 3 times a month. It's not even weekly, 2 to 3 times a month. So 3 to 4 hours a month with their little. So the commitment is not as big as I think people sometimes think, you know, and these are not crazy activities during that time. This is basic everyday activities that we're looking for them to do. Walks in the park, watching a movie, having dinner or lunch together. It's those times where you build those relationships between a big and a little that leads to these more important conversations down the road and stuff. So the time commitment is only 3 to 4 hours a month is what we're looking for.
So a lot of times when we think of mentor, we think of educational mentors, you know, sitting down, doing homework, things of that nature. This is more built on relationships, isn't it, as opposed to education?
Absolutely. I mean, education can definitely be a part of it, but it's about building a relationship. And when you build that relationship, the trust that is there leads to these other ideas, and those help, whether that be in education, showing them not necessarily how to do the work itself, but just how important education is to your future and helping them work towards that education. But it also can be spending time doing things they like, playing sports, playing games, being out in nature. It really depends on the two that are matched. And that's a big part of what we do is learn about the little, learn about the big, and we match the right two. We don't just take person A over here on the big side, person A on the little, and put them together. We match them based on their interests and what they're looking to do, and so that those matches really last and becoming long friendships that lead to great outcomes.
And you said this is a year-to-year commitment, is that right?
So yeah, we ask for a year commitment. All the data shows nationally that, you know, after a year is when the relationship really turns that corner and really becomes that much deeper and meaningful. And with a lot of the kids that we work with that are coming from a troubled background or at risk, that risk of having a short match that lasts 2 to 3 months is just another person coming in and out of their lives, which can cause more harm than it does good. So we do truly ask for that 1 year commitment. And, you know, I think what everyone sees is once they get involved, they see how much they love it, how much it means to them, themselves. And like I said, those 1 year commitments now average 3 years.
Hey, Art, can I jump in and play co-host for 2 seconds? I have one question for Scott.
Oh, I'm in trouble now. Yeah.
One of the things that I've heard quite frequently is people sometimes feel bad that they don't spend enough time with their own kids. And they really want to do this, but they're like, geez, how do I do this? Because I have 2 kids and we're running around. What's your advice for people that may be their holdup, that they think, you know, I have kids. How do I mentor another one? Geez, there's so much going on. Is there a way that you can incorporate being a big with your own family?
Absolutely. Thanks for that question, because I don't think people know enough that we do family matches. So we will take a family and match them with a little. So it can be parents and 1 kid or multiple kids, and they bring that little into their group and work with them. And it's such a great way to start at a young age with your own children in showing what giving back is and how good that is. So absolutely, family matches are a wonderful thing. You guys are already doing stuff as a family, going and doing activities, bringing one more into that mix is a great way to continue to give back without taking any more time out of your already busy schedule.
So, Matt, let me ask you, in terms of the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, are you still seeking either volunteer shoppers or donations? How does that work?
The answer is yes. So, first of all, we were doing the math this morning. We still have about 45 more littles that we either need sponsored or the funding donated in order to provide gifts for. So at this moment, if people are inclined, they can go to the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance Facebook page. You go on there. There are links on who you can contact, and you can decide whether you want to donate money or whether you'd like to adopt a child. And we will get you that child's gender, age, interests, and you can go out and do the. Or if you're looking at your watch and you say, wow, it's December 12th, I would rather write a check. We are happy to do the shopping for you here in the next few weeks and make sure that child's taken care of. But if you put it into perspective, if we can raise anywhere from another $2,500 to $5,000 or get another 20 so kids adopted, we're well on our way. But it is December 12th. We have about a solid 10 days to get this project done, and we're looking for help. So, please reach out to us, or you can call Big Brothers, Big Sisters of the Great Lakes Bay region, and they'll connect you with us. Either way, now is the time. If you're looking to do something to help our community here in the final days, we'd love your help.
All right, hang on. We'll be right back. We're talking about Felan and Scott from Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Great Lakes Bay region. And more is coming up here on WSGW.
I had an instance where we had somebody who passed away. Their family was in cleaning out their room. This family member embraces me with this huge hug and is like, thank you so much for taking care of our mom. We felt good leaving her here every night, knowing that she was cared for. To know that people trust you with their loved ones, I think is a huge deal. When you get to know family members on a deeper level, you can make that trust even greater.
From Lutheran.com.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's Cordell.
News coverage.
Brittany will soon be back in the arms of her loved ones.
We should have never released Victor Bout. It was a dangerous concession to Vladimir Putin.
News.
Raphael Warnock has won the runoff in Georgia.
The people have spoken.
Today's announcement is just a natural extension of the work that I've been doing.
Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema leaving the Democratic Party.
The Biden campaign, did he know what was happening inside Twitter?
News coverage.
Criminal charges against former Michigan Governor Rick Snyder dismissed.
On WSGW. You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show, brought to you by Westside Decorating Center in Saginaw. And we are talking to Matt Felan and Scott Light from the Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Great Lakes Bay region and the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance. So, Scott, how does someone get involved? What's the process for someone to become a Big Brother Big Sister?
Yeah, the first step is reaching out to us. You can do that either by calling our office directly or going to our website, Great Lakes Bay, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Great Lakes Bay. And on there is an application. When you fill out that application, we'll take that, we'll call you, we'll do an interview with you. We'll see what your interests are, what your background is, what type of kid that you might want to be matched with. And we go through the steps from there. It's very, easy process that way. We'll do a multi-layered background check to make sure that everything is on the up and up that way. As we're matching you with kids, we take safety as a big priority here. But it's an easy process. You just need to get a hold of us, and our match coordinators will help you through that.
So from the time you apply till the time you actually are assigned a little, how long does it take?
It sort of depends on the volunteer and what they're looking for. We do, like I said, interviews, we do reference checks. So there's some time there. And then it's really about, do we have the right match to make? So it can be as quick as, a couple weeks, or it could be longer, depending on if you have specific things that you're looking for in a match that we don't have at that moment. I would say, most people, 2 to 4 weeks, we can get you matched.
So let's look at it from the other side. How do you get the youngsters? Do they apply?
Absolutely. We have kids coming to us from a variety of different areas, school recommendations, church recommendations, different youth groups, different nonprofits that we talk with on a regular basis that are helping out families that can say, hey, if your kid's looking for a mentor, I think Big Brothers Big Sisters would be a great option for them. So we have them coming to us from a lot of different directions as well. Unfortunately, like Matt said, we have 60 kids waiting on our wait list. So we're not actively recruiting the littles as hard as we are the bigs, because we need to get those bigs in here, get those kids off our wait list, and provide them with that mentorship that they need and are looking for.
So let me ask this question, because I have to imagine a lot of these youngsters, at least some of them, come from dysfunctional families. What's the interaction with the family?
Absolutely. So, the majority of our kids are coming from families that are living in the poverty or that Alice threshold. So they're in challenging circumstances. But yes, the big does have contact with the family to set up the matches, but they don't have a ton of contact outside of that. Most of that contact is done on our end with our match coordinators. That's the other thing that our program is so unique, is that when we match you, we don't just walk away and let you go off. We have our match coordinators that are there to help you through that process. They have match conversations with the big, with the little, with the family every month to make sure things are going in the right direction. Help each of them navigate this, especially at the beginning, and feel comfortable. And so the families really are in our program because they want to be. I think that's also another misconception, is there's like some jealousy going on there. There's not. Our parents want their kids in our program. They're so excited to have a big to help them with some of the difficult things that go on in a kid's life. So it's a wonderful match in multiple ways, not only with the little, but with the family.
So Matt, this is a regional program. Are you involved in all 4 counties then with this program?
So Scott's program is absolutely in all 4, which is why we adopted them. And really, like I said, one of our biggest missions, it's great to give out gifts for the holiday season to these littles. It's certainly a nice gesture, but it's honestly minuscule and compared to recruiting further big. So what we hope is that people listening to this understand there's a lot of ways that you can get involved. So if you're a company, why don't you call Big Brothers Big Sisters? Call Scott and his team, have them come into your company, make the presentation about how they can get involved. I can tell you last year is a great example. We as an organization, we even donated a suite to a Saginaw Spirit game for Big Brothers Big Sisters. And they were able to then take their matches and give out free tickets. My good friend Craig Goslin with the Spirit, he, of course, went above and beyond, making sure that there were treats and gifts and all kinds of things. So there are a lot of things that you can do to support the program. And, as a fundraiser at heart, sometimes we're so busy or we can't take on those commitments. What can we do? Doggone it. Pull out that checkbook, pull out that credit card, make a donation, become an annual supporter, whether it's your corporation or business. The point we're trying to make is there's so many ways that you can impact youth here in the Great Lakes Bay region. And Big Brothers Big Sisters really does a tremendous job finding kids who really need that mentor, who need that person in their lives, who can really potentially change the trajectory of their life. And there's ways that we can all get involved. And I love it because it's regional and we can support kids in all 4 of our counties. It doesn't, dotted lines on a map, Art, don't dictate where needs are and where kids need our support. So anytime we can think bigger, I love it.
Scott, let me ask you in conclusion for, again, the contact information, how people can get involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Absolutely. Website, bbbsgreatlakesbay.org, or you can call us. Our number, 989-631-5360. And like Matt said, any way that you want to be involved, we'll find a way. Just contact us. We'll talk. I like to individualize things. That's part of what we do is, one size doesn't fit all. So if you have some ideas on how you want to get involved, let us know. We'll talk it through and we'll find a way for you to become a part of Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Well, Scott, I want to thank you for being with us, telling us about the program this morning. It's been far too long. We should have done it sooner, but we're glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
You bet. Scott, you're not going anywhere. Hang on. I'm going to pick your brain about something else.
All right.
All right. Scott, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And we will be back with Matt for a few minutes right after these notes.
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we only need income. And if you don't have an income plan, you don't have a retirement plan.
That's Kevin Ray, financial coach at Insight Folios. Kevin tells his listeners every week about the importance of income planning, minimizing taxes, and strategies to lead a worry-free retirement. Learn all about that and get your own complimentary financial review by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your ROI. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. You can now get a furnace tune-up from All Seasons Heating and Cooling for only $60. It's usually $120. That's half off. All Seasons Heating and Cooling in Midland, Michigan has been serving Mid-Michigan for over 40 years. Their certified technicians are there for any furnace issues you may be facing this winter and are Google guaranteed. Call All Seasons at 989-832-2752 today. All Seasons, where your comfort is their concern.
RocketGrabPlus.com. I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital. Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumonia. Your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional additional common side effects, and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans. So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
You have the chance to win your mortgage or rent paid for in 2023 up to $18,000. It's the WSGW Home for the Holidays contest presented by Dow Credit Union. Enter online at WSGW.com. Look for the Home for the Holidays box. You can enter once per day with bonus entries too. Entry deadline December 21st. Home for the Holidays presented by Dow Credit Union. Enter online, WSGW.com.
All right, back with you here on WSGW, and I've asked Matt Felan to hang around just for a couple of moments so I can pick his fabulous brain on a number of things. For those of you who don't know, Matt, long before he came to the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, was a political fundraiser on the national scene. I've always wanted to ask you this question, Matt. Is money ruining politics?
Money ruined politics a very, very long time ago. I mean, it's always been a very difficult situation because it's always been a fight between your constitutional rights, freedom of speech, and freedom of donation, right? But also at the same point, understanding that maybe money can go a little bit too far. And does it, I don't know about you, but I was quite happy to see a general, regular commercial telling me to buy fast food the week after the election. I hadn't seen them for a month. Yeah. So the money it's transformed media in a certain way with those months leading up to an election.
It has. I mean, if we're in media, as we are, we're glad to see it. It's good money, to say the least. But it just absolutely boggles my mind how much money is thrown into the political arena.
And it's amazing. Believe it or not, in Michigan, our laws are actually decent. There are some limits. You can't give certain kinds of contributions. There's at least some controls. Art, I used to work in Virginia, and Virginia was the Wild West of political fundraising. The only law was you had to disclose a contribution above $100. That was it. So you could take a $10 million check, a $2 million check, hundreds of $1,000 checks, and I would hold them in my hand and just kind of think to myself, okay, this is awesome, but is this really what we're doing? Is this what this has become? Is democracy, $100,000 checks in order to win elections? It just, you have to really have some ethical questions. Because I tell people now, and they ask me about it, if those are the rules, what else are you supposed to do? If those are the rules in place and that's what your opponent's going to go do, well, you better go raise as much of those dollars as possible as well. You have no other choice.
Are there not federal limits on it?
There are. Federal has much more stringent laws in terms of individual giving, political action committee giving. Corporate contributions aren't really allowed. But I'll tell you, Art, like anything else, people have become pretty good about finding loopholes, third-party organizations, You'll see just that generic ad that says, paid for by Americans for whatever, right? And you're like, who are those people? Well, those are people that are very good about going around and finding other ways to make their dollar go further.
So you go to a potential donor as a fundraiser. You lay out your candidate in front of them. What do they expect in return when they hand you that $1 million check?
So, it's kind of funny that you asked that. Believe it or not, most people just want their ideal believed in. Most people, and the $1 million check may look a little bit different, but just say a regular, ordinary donor, Art. Yeah. They just believe in X, Y, and Z, and they want to see someone in office that will vote along the lines of X, Y, and Z, and they'll never ask for anything. There are others, though, that absolutely, they're hoping that they can potentially just have access. And access just means, hey, can we have the opportunity to talk, to share our opinion, to tell you what we think? But I will tell you, in doing this long enough, I never really sat with a candidate or an elected official who said, oh, well, they gave me X, so I got to vote this way. I think candidates are pretty good, or in this case, elected officials do a pretty good job of saying, listen, this is what I believe. Sorry that, we don't agree on this one, but here's where I am. I don't think anyone's expecting any rubber stamps, but there's definitely access questions involved.
So in effect, I hate to put it this way, but you're buying an ideology.
There's no question. I think at the end of the day, Art, when people vote, I don't think they vote for a candidate because they love the person so much, or I don't think they vote for a party. I actually think they vote for themselves. And when they vote for themselves, that means, what do I believe in? I'm pro this or anti this. I'm pro this or anti this. And I think when a voter actually takes the time out and goes to vote, in essence, they're voting for themselves and their family's best interest or their own ideological view. I think at the core, that's what it comes down to. And if candidates could do a better job of understanding that people are voting for themselves, it's easier to understand, what people are thinking and how to get more votes, quite honestly.
All right. So you've dealt in the political spectrum for a long time prior to coming to the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance. I'm going to ask you this last question. I have said for a long time, the far left and the far right make all the noise. Most people don't live there. Most people live somewhere in the middle. Am I right?
You're right. And I think it was proven in Michigan this last election cycle. If you look at the races in our state legislature from the state house and the state senate, there was redistricting that was done, and they drew a lot more districts that were pretty 50-50. Right. There were a lot of very close races. Democrats won, but honestly, they won because the governor won by such a huge amount. If she hadn't, Republicans would have maintained control. But bottom line is more districts are 50-50, which I think what that may do is get more centrist candidates to run because if you elect someone that's too far right or too far left in a 50-50 district, you're going to lose that seat in either direction. So you're going to need more candidates that represent the middle. So I think we at least saw an example of how it can work in Michigan.
Well, Matt, thanks for taking a few minutes to talk about that this morning. We'll have to sit down sometime and do a show on it because there's so much to talk about.
Absolutely.
Matt Felan, everybody from the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Art.
And we thank Scott from Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Great Lakes Bay region for being with us too this morning. Back to close out after these notes.
Baking cakes wasn't part of Edible's original game plan, but who can resist a slice of rich chocolate cake topped with strawberries and whipped frosting? Probably not you, and definitely not us. Sweet for sharing or sweet for snacking on your own, these chocolate masterpieces are just the right size for birthday parties or those random treats for yourself. Find a store near you at edible.com and pick up your chocolate cake with strawberries and whipped frosting today. Be sweet today with a sweet from Edible Arrangement in Saginaw.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
What's the best product I bought this year? Oh, that's easy. Salon Pass pain relieving patches. The proven medicines in Salon Pass patches reduce my pain and let me do the things I need to do every day.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salon Pass reported improved sleep, mood, and the ability to work. They had less pain and were able to reduce their use of oral pain medications.
For pain, I use Salon Pass. It's good medicine.
And that'll do it for this hour of the Art Lewis Show. Thank you for being with us. We'll have news coming up from CBS, the National and International Report, And we will also hear from the local report with, I think, Michael Perch in the newsroom. And then we will be back with the second hour of the Art Lewis Show, which will be open phones coming up right after the news. We'll talk to you then.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A pre-holiday snowstorm that dumped more than 3 feet on California's Sierra Nevada in 24 hours is headed east, and it has this driver worried.
They're just driving it regular, and they need to slow it down. It's quick.
Craig Allen with our affiliate WCBS is tracking the system.
This one is going to cause all kinds of weather hazards in the form of wintry weather, snow, heavy snow at times, blizzard conditions at times, and the southern portion of that storm system is going to produce severe weather, strong thunderstorms, and possibly even tornadoes.
The man accused of building the bomb that brought down Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland 34 years ago is scheduled to make an appearance in U.S. District Court today. 270 people were killed in that crash. Correspondent Catherine Herridge is in Washington.
Masood is the third Libyan charged in connection with the terrorist attack, but he would be the first to stand trial in an American court. The blast at 31,000 feet was scene spanned more than 840 square miles.
New hate crime statistics will be out later today. The FBI says of those reported, the most, almost 65%, are attributed to bias against race and or ethnicity, 15% targeted because of sexual orientation. Inflationary prices are having an impact on holiday shopping. Correspondent Scott McFarlane reports.
Kathy Brown operates a 12-month-a-year Christmas store in St. Michael's, Maryland, where there are always ornaments and decorations for sale, but where it's never been more complicated to actually set a price.
I might not make it as much as it needs to be. I'll absorb that cost for now.
And when it comes to holiday dinner, there's sticker shock there as well, with key staples up between 15 and 25%.
Drivers are getting a break. AAA says the price of a gallon of regular is down to an average of $3.26 a gallon. That's more than 50 cents less than a month ago, and it's just in time for holiday travel. AAA's Ellen Edmonds.
Nearly 102 million Americans will drive to their holiday destinations this year. That is a 2% increase over 2021 and equals about 2 million more people expected to be on the road.
A movie about two lifelong friends who severed that friendship lead this year's Golden Globe nominations. She's of Inisharan with Colin Farrell gets 8 nods.
Mrs. Wang, are you with us? I am paying attention.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, second with 6. Tom Cruise and Will Smith shut out. The award show returns to TV in January after a year of racial controversy. S&P is up 12. This is CBS News.
This hour's newscast is presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you need cash out of your home and a simple way to get it, Rocket can.
What's all this brouhaha?
Have a good sense of humor and like craft beers? Come to the 11th annual Washington 14th at the Dow Event Center. Brouhaha has 2 comedy shows each night, featuring over 160 styles of beer, cider, and meads. Tickets include a souvenir pint glass, sample tickets, and the comedy show. VIP tickets include unique samples and Q&A with brewing experts. Get your tickets early to Brouhaha. Saturday night always sells out. Find out everything at DowEventCenter.com.
Hey, did you get that proposal done?
They can wait till tomorrow.
And wait.
Should we book those flights to see your folks? We can do it later.
But untreated COVID isn't one of them. If you're 50 or older or have a chronic condition, COVID can be deadly. Got COVID symptoms? Talk to a doctor and get treatment right away, because it just can't wait. We can do this. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Do you know a special woman who deserves nothing but the best for the holidays? This Christmas, spoil her. Silky, naturally nude pajamas. The next best thing to wearing nothing at all. Naturally nude pajamas, exclusively at Pajamagram, are smooth to the touch, light as air, truly seductive. Order today and Pajamagram will include a free matching naturally nude nightie. That's a $75 saving on a best-selling holiday gift. Yes, ordering today gets you a free $75 nightie. Definitely an effortless way to let her know how much you care. Now you can give her two sensuous gifts. Accent, but hurry. Year after year, naturally nude pajamas sell out. So here's what you need to do. Head to pajamagram.com or text the word gift to 41234. That's gift to 41234. Order today, ships tomorrow.
Live from the 100.5 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 34 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. The City of Midland has honored their 2022 Police Officer and Firefighters of the Year. Officer Steve Pomrenke was named the city's Police Officer of the Year, while Midland firefighter Ed Peak was given the Firefighter of the Year award. Pomrenke joined the Midland Police Department in 2001, serving as a leader on the SWAT team, a field training officer, and instructor in defensive tactics and firearms in his 21 years with the department. Firefighter Peak joined the fire department in 2006, and lieutenant when needed. According to the city, Peak has rescued 3 people from burning buildings since joining, including an elderly woman with diabetes during a house fire earlier this year. And his experience and quick thinking helped to limit damage during a commercial fire in July. The 2 recipients were honored by the Midland Area Community Foundation at a ceremony earlier this year. New legislation in the Michigan House of Representatives aims to give incarcerated Michiganders a chance to reduce their sentence through good behavior. The bills, introduced by State Representative Amos O'Neill of Saginaw and Julie Rogers of Kalamazoo, would allow prisoners to earn credit for good behavior each month served without a major misconduct. Credits earned would equal to the number of days in that month and would be deducted from the individual's minimum and maximum sentences when considering parole or release. O'Neill says that Michigan is one of only 6 states without a good time policy, and it is number 1 in the country for longest sentences served at an average of 6.5 years. He said the bills would help ease the burden on Michigan's prison system and create a safer environment for corrections officers and those who are incarcerated. WSGW News Time 10:07.
Retirement is more than a newly discovered free time. It's a time to reflect on how you'll be remembered. It's important to make proper arrangements now. Tune in to WSGW every Sunday at 8 a.m. to your Financial Empower Hour with Jason and Carl Kreiderman from Great Lakes Investment Advisors in Midland. Learn how to structure your retirement savings to increase the value of your estate and help leave the legacy you want. Plus, call Great Lakes Investment Advisors today, and they will include a complimentary Legacy Maximizer at 989-835-7203. That's 989-835-7203. This commercial shall in no way be construed as solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
WSGW News Time 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. The Detroit Symphony Orchestra is working to identify an audience member who shouted a racial slur during a concert Friday. And when the person is found, officials say they will be permanently banned from Orchestra Hall. The orchestra says it's deeply disappointed following the incident, adding that racism and bigotry have no place in the venue. The incident happened at a performance of A Charlie Brown Christmas, Cyrus Chestnut and Friends. The state's chief medical executive says this has been a difficult season for respiratory illnesses like the flu and RSV. Dr. Natasha Bagdasarian says the sicknesses have been the worst since the pandemic started nearly 3 years ago.
We're now seeing that RSV cases are coming down, but at the same time, influenza cases are going up. And we're seeing that both in our surveillance data as well as in our hospital reported data.
Bagdasarian says RSV hit earlier this year. The peak is usually in January. She also says because of the pandemic, this is the first RSV and flu season for many 2- and 3-year-olds. The best way to prevent the spread of flu and RSV includes washing hands well, not going to school or work when you're sick, and masking up if you have symptoms. DTE Energy customers are set to weigh in today during a public hearing on the company's 15-year energy plan. This will be the first hearing to discuss the plan, which aims to expand energy efficiency, add more renewable energy sources, and cut down on emissions. But members of DTE Can Do Better, a coalition of community groups and environmental advocates, say the company needs to do more to help avert the climate crisis. They'll be in attendance at the hearing today also. The coalition says DTE ranks 6th on the Toxic 100 Water Polluters Index and 7th when it comes to toxic air polluters. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We'll see cloudy skies here for today with a high into the upper 30s. Northeast winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, cloudy skies with a low around 28. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, high of 38 degrees. Then by Wednesday, a slight chance for rain and snow mixing here late. Mostly cloudy and a high around 38. Thursday, a good chance for rain and snow mixing, becoming all rain late, cloudy and a high around 40. Friday, chance for snow early, then mixing with rain, cloudy and a high around 37. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 32.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And a good morning. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show. Brought to you by Westside Decorating Center in Saginaw. Stop in at 4789 State Street to see their newly expanded showroom with everything needed for home decorating. It's where I buy my home decorating supplies. You should too. And we are broadcasting today from our Saginaw Spirit Home studio. It's an open phone hour. Whatever you'd like to chat about at 989-752-6111. That is the number to call. I want to bring up a topic and ask you about it and see how you feel about it. There was a headline in a particular story, and the story went, as attendance dips, churches change to stay relevant for a new wave of worshipers. They meet outside at campgrounds. They do different things. So here is my question to you. Have you seen a change in your religious institution? If you are a regular goer to church, have you seen a change in your church and how it operates? How is the attendance at your church or synagogue or mosque? Do you sense that there is a lessening of attendance at organized religious venues? Has it changed what you do? Do you go as often? Are you an every Saturday or every Sunday goer or an every weekday goer? Do you spend as much time in your house of worship as you used to, if you did? By the way, on the 23rd, which is a Friday, Bishop Robert Gruss will be with us from the Catholic Diocese, and we talk about a lot of these issues with him. But for today, we're just asking you if you've seen a change in your house of worship. Have you changed house of worships because of a particular issue with your church? And do you see as many young people in the church? Now, I'll give you some just thoughts, my thoughts on religion in America today. I think that the lessening of church and temple and mosque going has led us to a moral crisis of some extent. I don't think it's not reversible. I think it is. But I think that as we abandon the various religions that this country is founded on, and remember, religion was an important part of the foundation of this country. Part of the revolution was conducted to get out from under the thumb of the Church of England, and as well as the king. But the founding fathers were intent on providing us with religious freedom, the freedom to choose to worship how you wish, or for that matter, not worship. And thus, the First Amendment of the Constitution provides you with the ability to have your faith, practice your faith any way you choose. Go to church, don't go to church. Go to temple, don't go to temple. Go to the mosque, don't go to the mosque. But in this day and age, it would seem to me that our moral compass is not as true as it used to be. Maybe I'm reading that wrong, but I just sense that we're heading in a negative direction. Now, the other question is, what do churches have to do to attract worshipers if they're losing their flock? That's an interesting question. I have asked many religious leaders on this program over the many, many, many years of doing it, that very question. And the answer typically is sometimes you have to modify the way you deliver the message, but you don't change the message. You don't change your core beliefs. So if you were a regular attendee of, let us say, a Catholic service, where decades ago you'd have found that service maybe to be in Latin, for example, it's moved more and more to English. And most churches have done that. Most churches, not all, but some, have introduced music for those that didn't already have it. I mean, music has always been a part of the religious experience, but it's become more prevalent in some churches. So what has your church done to attract new worshipers? Give it some thought. 989-752-6111. Toll free, 866-790-WSGW. And let's talk to Paul in Saginaw. Paul, good morning. Paul, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yep, now I got you.
Okay. Do you want me to answer your question that you've been talking about here?
Sure. That's why I asked it.
Well, I go to the Bishop's Church right now, and they've done a lot of things there that other churches may not have. For one thing, when the previous bishop was there, they remodeled the insides quite a bit, a lot nicer. But our church is it's not a neighborhood church anymore. It's people come from all over. And here's one thing they have done to people. Every Sunday after church, we have coffee and donuts in downstairs. And before, when they had it once a month, you could shoot a cannon off and you wouldn't hit anybody. But today, the place is jam-packed full every Sunday. That's one thing they've done to bring in new people, and they come from all over. But also, the priest we have right now is kind of old-fashioned, very conservative priest, and a lot of people like that, and that's why I think they're coming from all over. He brings people who like the old-time conservative, preaching and teaching. So,
well, that's an interesting point, Paul, because I think you're absolutely right that the religious leader in any institution can attract people or drive people away, depending on how they preach and how they interact with the flock.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. And I think, they say statistically right now across the country, between 28 and 30% of all Catholics say Mass. And so that means, the vast majority do not go. And I believe one of the reasons why they don't go is a lot of times the preaching and teaching wasn't about the truth and about what's going on, to irritate people, and when you tell people something they don't want to hear, they won't. They boycott with their feet, and they boycott the collection basket. So they choose to not, just give you that, and don't teach the things really that's in the Bible. And but where I go, they do just the opposite. He kind of old-fashioned conservative, preaches and teaches what the truth is, and that's why we're getting people from all over.
Good,
all over the area.
No, but that's
Bay
good.
City, St. Charles,
all right.
all over the place.
Well, that's good.
So,
all right, very good.
Now, can I call in about what the issue I was going to call about?
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. On Republic Broadcast Network Internet Radio show last week on Wednesday, I think it was Mike Rivero's show, he said that when Zelensky was elected president of Ukraine, the first thing that he did as president was outlaw all other political parties. He has virtually one-party rule in the Ukraine. So I've heard legislators say that we need to audit all our money sent to Ukraine to find out how it's being spent. What do you think of that?
Oh, I think we should do that all the time. Anytime we send money anywhere, we ought to know how it's spent, regardless of what country it is.
Now, if he's got a one-party rule and he outlawed all these other political parties, doesn't that make him a dictator?
It might if he did. I don't know if he did. I'm not familiar with it, so I can't speak to it. But yeah, I mean, if he's a dictator, and that's typically what a dictator does. But right now, anyway, he's got bigger problems than that. So I think the bigger question is how much support do we give him, and how do we account for the money we give him? And I have no problem with auditing that money, but I would expect that to be done anywhere we send money. So, all right, Paul.
Right.
Got to run.
All right.
Take care.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I think Terry Henney is out and about today, so we may get to hear from him at the end of this break. We'll take a break and then come back with more, and the lines are open for you here at WSGW, and we will hear from Terry Henney coming up in just a couple of moments.
Is Frankenmuth Aerial Park on your Christmas list? Here's your chance to save up to 40% off regular adult passes. This Black Friday deal ends on December 17th. Find more info at zipandclimb.com.
Diabetes, high blood. Everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458, 800-481-1458, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. Maybe that's why we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. So what's up with the other 7%?
Everyone, meet our newest employee, Susan. She has revolutionized our food ordering.
Hi, Susan. So nice to meet you.
Unfortunately, she just gave her notice, and today is her last day.
I'm gonna miss her. Why don't all companies order through EasyCater? Who knows? Order 24/7 from over 95,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. That's our thing.
I'm Connell McShane. This is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks started the week higher, then turned mixed. Microsoft is investing in the London Stock Exchange and has a 10-year deal for the exchange to use its cloud services for $2.8 billion. Microsoft shares open. That makes the popular Weber grills is going private. PDT Capital Partners is buying up Weber's outstanding shares. Coupa Software, which helps businesses to manage their finances, is being sold to investment firm Thoma Bravo for $8 billion. Amgen is buying drug company Horizon Therapeutics. It will pay more than $27 billion. But electric truck maker Rivian is halting plans to make electric commercial vans in Europe with Mercedes-Benz. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Lisa Booth here for Bishop Gold Group. So just when you think the stock market's recovering and everything's going back to normal, well, here comes another downturn. So what are you going to do? The answer is gold. The company that I trust is Bishop Gold Group. They can advise you on investing in gold and gold IRAs. So act now and get up to $5,000 in free silver with a qualified purchase. Call Bishop Gold Group on your phone, dial pound 250, keyword Bishop Gold. That's pound 250, Bishop Gold, or go to bishopgoldgroup.com.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
6460 800-343-6460 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You have the chance to win your mortgage or rent paid for in 2023 up to $18,000. It's the WSGW Home for the Holidays contest presented by Dow Credit Union. Enter online at WSGW.com. Look for the Home for the Holidays box. You can enter once per day with bonus entries too. Entry deadline December 21st. Home for the Holidays presented by Dow Credit Union. WSGW.com.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show.
Any other Biden official steal someone's luggage?
One's enough, right?
It's Suitcase Equity.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
Hi, everybody. Terry Henney broadcasting today from the Doubletree Riverfront Hotel in Bay City. It's the Central Michigan Regional Meeting of the Dry Bean Production and Outlook meetings that are going on not only today, but also tomorrow and Wednesday. The meeting tomorrow is going to be at the Franklin Inn in Bad Axe, and then Lakeview at McKenna's Restaurant. Dry bean producers from all across the state as well as Canada are attending these meetings, talking about a wide variety of things, challenges, issues of dry bean production in 2022, the lessons that were learned, and what we can look forward to in 2023. The Bean Commission, of course, is going to be hosting this. Featured speakers like Scott Bales, Dr. Christy Sprague, Marty Chilvers, and more will be talking about all of the different things that are dry beans and help farmers put together 23 production year. More on what's going on here at the Doubletree coming up.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. And lines are open for you at 989-752-6111. The number to call. Talk a little bit about churches and attendance and how churching has changed in this country. Also wanted to bring something else up. This is good news for me anyway. In my home, which is an older home, it's a classic. It's 150 years old, something like that. We heat with oil. And as you can well imagine, like everybody else, our heating bill this year went through the roof. The first delivery, which was a couple of months ago, the oil came in at $4.45 a gallon, something like that. It could have been higher, could have been a little bit higher than that. But we just got an oil delivery today. And the price for a gallon of heating oil today, $3.44, almost $1, if not more than $1, less than it was 2 months ago. So, a hallelujah. I mean, everybody's heating bills this year were estimated to go up by anywhere from, I heard anywhere from 15 to 45%, some places higher. Natural gas higher, heating oil higher, everything was higher, electricity. And it's nice to finally get a bill that shows a decrease. So we have a deflationary trend in heating oil. As we have seen at the gasoline pumps, I filled up yesterday. We were out driving around and we were in Bridgeport, and I filled up for, I think it was $2.77, something like that. Compared to where we were just, a few weeks ago, a few months ago, that's outstanding. Heading in the right direction. Let's talk to Kathy in Essexville. Kathy, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Morning. Go ahead.
I just wanted to comment on your church thing that you were talking about.
Yes.
I'm a cradle Catholic and have always gone to church. The Catholic Church, the central belief is the Mass and the consecration of the water and wine into the body and blood of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be hard to take that away from the church because that's what the Catholic Church is.
Right.
We have tried to make some adaptations, I think, with some of the music a little more up to date, but it's not the contemporary religious music that you hear on the radio or the TV. We've tried to be more welcoming and inclusive by having coffee hours before or after church, and the Mass is in English, of course. But I don't know what you could do to change those central beliefs to draw people back.
Well,
when I go to Mass nowadays, it's mostly an older population, a small portion of younger families with younger people with families, but see a tremendous influx of young people into the Catholic Church.
Well, you're not alone, first of all. And secondly, your message that you just delivered is exactly what I hear when I talk about it to religious leaders. That is that the dogma of the church and the message of the church, if you will, what its foundation is, doesn't change. It's how you present it or how you surround it to be, as you say, more welcoming, more contemporary, but the message itself doesn't change. And that's true of every religious leader that I've ever asked the question of, and they have been from all walks of life in religious circles. So you have to have a foundational message. You've enumerated the Catholic Church message very well. Other churches have their message. It's what you surround it with. And I have to tell you, I'm not smart enough to have an answer as to how we're going to attract young people to the church or the temple or the mosque. When I grew up, and maybe when you did, Kathy, it was expected of me that I went to service with my parents.
Yes.
And you did it. I'm not so sure I'm not so sure that's as true today as it was then. And I think the country suffers in the long run. I had a listener put a message up on the stream here about the moral crisis, and what he said. This was Robbie, who said, your generation couldn't even drink from the same water fountain as black folk. Well, he's right. We have had other moral crises in this country, but we as a country try and address them, continue to address them. And are they perfect? Absolutely not. But I think the overall moral trend of the country is deteriorating, not just on one issue. I just think across the board.
Well, and I agree with you, but the comment about not drink from the same fountain, it was the churches and leaders of those churches that broke those barriers.
Some of it, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean,
So
but
we need the churches, and we need those leaders, and we need more people involved in the church. But I'm with you that.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the answers. I think it's worth discussing, though. I think we as a collective society need to address it and
right
and see where it leads. Now, listen, I appreciate your call this morning, Kathy. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye now. So, I mean, listen, every church is different. They all have their belief systems, and that's why people attend. They believe in what that particular church or synagogue or mosque believes in. But it just seems we're doing it in less numbers, and poll after poll shows it in this country. It's below 50% in attendance and in belief. All right, a pause. Lines are open for you. Give us a call. We'll be back after these notes.
We could all use a little times. Edible is your local stop for sweet treats and special gifts for any occasion, from spectacular chocolate-dipped fruit bouquets to refreshing smoothies and creamy cheesecakes. Edible makes it easy to treat yourself and others to something sweet. Find a store near you at edible.com and pick up a Fruit Fix box of chocolate-dipped apples, bananas, and strawberries for only $9.99. Be sweet today with a sweet from Edible Arrangements on Tittabawassee in Saginaw.
Get ready to take your corn yields to the max with superior genetics and next-level performance. These one-of-a-kind hybrids are derived from the latest, most superior corn genetics from one of the industry's largest corn breeding programs. Enjoy maximum season-long performance and premium seed protection for fast starts and outstanding early season growth with our exclusive MX Series corn by Stein. Learn more at steinseed.com.
We're still facing COVID-19, and why not face them together? You can get your COVID-19 vaccine and your flu vaccine at the same time. Just ask your doctor. You'll save time and you could save lives. People 65 and older and those with underlying health conditions are especially at risk. Let's face COVID-19 and the flu together, Michigan. Get vaccinated. Learn more at michigan.gov/flu. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
Dell Technologies' Days of Deals for Business start now with fresh, limited quantity deals on tech to drive productivity. Save on select performance laptops and desktops powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processor. Pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, plus free shipping on everything, and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
is the season for big savings on HP Tech at Staples. This week, save $100 on an HP Smart Tank 7301 refillable printer. The HP Smart Tank makes printing worry-free with up to 2 years of HP original ink included. From black and white docs to colored prints, this wireless printer allows ultimate flexibility for busy families. And now save even more when you bundle an HP. The latest tech solutions are at Staples, the working and learning store. Offer good in-store and online. Ends 12/17.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. Good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Dr. Travis Stork here to tell you about a great pain reliever called Felan Pain Relieving Patches. Felan is pain medicine in a patch. You stick it right on sore muscles for up to 8. Clinical research has shown that people that used Felan reported less pain with improvement in mood, sleep, and the ability to work. Safe, effective relief is one peel and place away. Felan it's good medicine.
The WSGW Morning Team.
WSW Online poll is about Michigan football, the prediction of the college football playoff. For the second consecutive year, Michigan is the Big Ten football champions, and the second straight year, Michigan is in the CFP. Next, playing in the semifinal game New Year's Day, the Fiesta Bowl versus TCU. Michigan, the number 2 seed, TCU, the number 3 seed. Then you have number 1, Georgia versus number 4, Ohio State. Michigan do in the college football playoff? Will Michigan lose to TCU? The other answers you can choose has Michigan beating TCU, and then your options of winning the national championship versus Georgia, or losing against Georgia, and winning against Ohio State, or losing against Ohio State. Make your votes by going to WSW.com, scrolling down the homepage, and finding the poll box and voting that way.
Why do I have a feeling I know how Michigan State listeners will vote in this poll?
Denise, have you visited the poll yet?
No, but I will check it out.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, the Morning Team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. Broadcasting from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Design Center Studios. This is WSG.
And we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show, sponsored by Westside Decorating Center in Saginaw at 4789 State Street. Let's go back to our phones and talk to Cynthia in Midland. Cynthia, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. How are you doing?
We're doing well. Hope you are too.
Good. Yes, I am. So I am a divorced Catholic.
Okay.
And a Catholic who chose not to annul my first marriage. And so that meant I did benefits of being a regular church member and Catholic member. But listening to the lady previously about younger people not, being part of the church, I respect the church's rules on divorce, but kind of chose to walk away or stay away because I no longer fit that mold by being divorced. And I think a lot of the younger people, are faced with some of those decisions or choices they've made, right or wrong. But I agree with you. I mean, especially this time of year, I don't attend Mass. But I remarried. I remarried a non-Catholic, and I find that there's a lot of other ways you can help out in the community.
Let me, Cynthia, if I can ask, and
sure,
tell me to stifle it if I get too personal.
No.
So you got divorced, which is. From what and I'm not a Catholic, so I'm talking from a layman's standpoint. My understanding is that the Catholic Church doesn't believe in divorce.
Correct.
And you chose to get a divorce.
Yes.
All right, let me ask it this way. Not if you are a Catholic. Are you a person of faith?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So here's my question. If you broke ranks with the Catholic Church and you say you married a non-Catholic,
Mhm.
could you find your faith in another institution?
I tried that actually.
Okay.
And my father was Lutheran and converted to Catholic. Tried to go to the Lutheran church. My brother married into the Church of Christ, a family, and went with them for a while and found that my mom kind of clouded me. Just didn't enjoy it. You know, didn't like it the way I enjoyed being part of the Catholic Church. And so just didn't follow suit. And kind of gave it up, to be honest. I just said, you know what? I enjoyed the Catholic Church when I was part of it. I respect the institution. But I just, you know, I'm not going to the Catholic Church. Prior to remarrying, I had gone to church and did not take the sacrament of communion because I was divorced.
That's
that.
That was going to be my next question.
Yep.
While you know,
but here's what happened.
Okay.
Here's what happened. So I tried to rejoin a church here in Midland, a Catholic church, saying I'm divorced. I'm not going to annul my marriage. I was remarried outside of the church. I understand. I just want to be a member, you know, a contributing member. And I had a lay person, not a priest, tell me, you know, you can be a member, but we will never bury you from this church when you die. And my family has a plot in a Catholic cemetery. And, you know, to hear those words, I thought, nope, forget it. I'm going to find a way to just contribute in my community, do my own thing. So I think I'm more spiritual, frankly, by not attending the church. And that sounds crazy, but I do worry about young people because I think I had a good, you know, morality lessons from my parents and from the Catholic Church to kind of say, hey, you know, good and evil, and there's choices you make. And I don't think our young people are getting that today. And I feel very bad about that.
Putting aside what that layperson told you, is there really anything stopping you from going to a Catholic church and praying?
Yes.
Other than taking the sacraments, I understand that. But, you know,
no, there isn't.
Nobody stops you at the door and says, have you done anything against the church?
No, not at all. But I will say that some of the findings that have come out in the church recently, you know, with some of the allegations against the priests and the altar boy abuses, and also within the Native American community, what happened, you know, to those young kids.
Yep.
I feel like the Catholic Church needs to address those issues, and that would probably make me feel better. I don't feel they're addressing it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And so again, I don't hold anything against them. You know, they are what they are. I think they still gave me a good foundation, but person, because that is a big issue, and I respect it. But I will not annul my first marriage. So there's rules, you know, that if you can't follow the rules, then you have to either find a new flock or family, if you will. And for me, I've just found it just with nonprofits and, you know, volunteering time and talent and treasure that way.
Well, and the other point, I've made this many times over the years, while it's nice to have a church to go to, it's nice to have all of those things, it is not necessary to have an intermediary if you want to pray to God.
Correct.
So from
And
that
I think
standpoint,
you can be more spiritual sometimes without a church, believe it or not.
maybe
That
you
sounds
can.
crazy,
Depends
but,
on the
you know,
individual.
I think you can. Yeah.
Depends on the individual.
I mean, if you know you've kind of been part of that, and now you're not, you find ways to become part of some other, you know, group. So I just want to thank you for your show and wish you a very happy holiday and Christmas. We all enjoy you, and I appreciate the platform to kind of debate issues, and I love listening, even if I'm not calling in. So thank you very much.
Cynthia, I really appreciate your call this morning, and I wish you and yours a very happy holiday too.
Thank you.
Thank you
Take
so
care.
much. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Cynthia in Midland, and that opens the lines for you. Interesting discussion this morning. We will take a break and be back with more. Let me take a moment before we take that break to talk about sanitary mattress, because in this day and age, we're asked to do more for less. So when we spend approximately a third of our life in bed, we really need quality sleep. You can get that sleep on a mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, they've been making custom mattresses since 1935. Rest assured, the sanitary mattress you're sleeping on was made right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Further, the money you spend stays right here in the local economy. In addition, Sanitary Mattress offers 1 hour delivery window of your mattress to your home, so you don't have to wait around all day. Sanitary Mattress can also make a custom mattress for your RV or boat, something the box stores can't do. Next time you need a mattress, think of Sanitary Mattress. Put them in your GPS at 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, or call them at 989-753-1757. Check them on the web at sanitarymattress.com, and they're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sanitary Mattress Company, where you'll find everything from a crib to a king and everything in between. We'll be back.
Bay City Bridge Partners is bringing you the same convenient route between home, work, school, and many of Bay City's best restaurants and attractions. It's Liberty Bridge, but better. With a smooth new deck surface, new more reliable bascule mechanics, electronics, and technology, saving you time and fuel costs, and adding another 75 years of life to help elevate and grow the Bay City community. Learn about the ease of electronic tolling and pre-register for a transponder account at Bay.com.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. Maybe that's why we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. So what's up with the other 7%?
Everyone, meet our newest employee, Susan. She has an idea that is going to revolutionize our food ordering.
Hi, Susan. So nice to meet you.
Unfortunately, she just gave her notice, and today is her last day.
I'm going to miss her. Why don't all companies order through EasyCater? Who knows? Order 24/7 from over 95,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. That's our thing.
RocketGrabPlus.com. You can now get a furnace tune-up from All Seasons Heating and Cooling for only $60. That's half off. All Seasons Heating and Cooling in Midland, Michigan has been serving Mid-Michigan for over 40 years. Their certified technicians are there for any furnace issues you may be facing this winter and are Google guaranteed. Call All Seasons at 989-832-2752 today. All Seasons, where your comfort is their concern.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Lisa Booth here for Bishop Gold Group. So just when you think the stock market's recovering and everything's going back to normal, well, here comes another downturn. So what are you going to do? The answer is gold. The company that I trust is Bishop Gold Group. They can advise you on investing in gold and gold now and get up to $5,000 in free silver with a qualified purchase. Call Bishop Gold Group on your phone, dial pound 250, keyword Bishop Gold. That's pound 250, Bishop Gold, or go to bishopgoldgroup.com.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option. .com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Good morning, everyone. This is Terry Henney, and I'm broadcasting today from the Doubletree Riverfront Hotel in Bay City, attending the Central Michigan Regional Meeting for the dry bean production and outlook folks here. Experts from Michigan State University on the program so far this morning. Coming up in a little bit, they're going to be talking about dry bean market fundamentals and outlook. So producers will have a little bit better ideas to the different varieties that maybe they should be planning 2023 due to the fact that the market does need those beans, needs that product. RUP credits, they are available. Producers are earning for each meeting. And again, this meeting is in Bay City, tomorrow over at the Franklin in Bad Axe, and Wednesday at the Lakeview McKenna's restaurant. We'll have a lot more coming up during the farm program. Our program brought to you today by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions, your partner for production in 2023.
This is a test. WSGW is conducting a test of the emergency. Only a test. This is a test of the emergency alert system on WSGW. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. WSGW serves Saginaw, Bay, and Midland counties, along with the surrounding area. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and let's get back to our phones. Jerry is in Saginaw. Jerry, good morning to you.
Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning.
Up here. Hey, Art, just a suggestion. I know sometimes you've had the bishop on.
Yes, and he'll be on the 23rd again.
Okay, well, but you never allow anybody to ask questions, if I remember right. And I wish you would do that because I think a lot of people have a lot of questions that they would like to ask. And I don't know if you knew what a communal penance is. You know, the church has their penance where you go to the priest. They have it also. I've gone to communal penance where actually the church is full and there's one priest, and you go through your sins, let's say, and there's, you know, the priest is there, and it's very well put together, and it's much better than going to that priest to have your sins confessed. But the diocese doesn't seem to promote that at all, which I think is really wrong. So, I
will certainly remember that and ask the bishop when I see him. I will see what we can do.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be, listening that day, but you know how that goes. But anyway, somebody will. Yeah. Somebody will be.
All right.
That's the thing. All right. Thanks, Art.
Well, thanks for calling. Bye-bye now.
Yep. Bye-bye.
All right, we're going to take our last break, come back and close out the program, the Art Lewis Show for this Monday.
A 401k can be an important asset for many Americans' retirements. You've made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years. Tune in Sundays at 8 a.m. on WSGW for your Financial Empower Hour with Jason and Carl Kreiderman from Great Lakes Investment in Midland. How your 401k's tax advantages and portability may enable workers to build sizable and important nest eggs. But its flexibility can also be costly if you aren't aware of potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an IRS early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers, the little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and more. Request your guide today at 989-835-7203 or visit GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
Tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
So there's the announcement. It's pretty easy to point out the obvious that a lot of people are not doing well and haven't in the last 2 years. The country, the economy, which is supposedly the number one thing that people are concerned about. The question is he the guy that you want leading us out of this mess?
Tom Sullivan, weeknights at 7 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Check out the WSGW Sports Broadcast page on WSGW.com. On SGW station, you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football. Click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com.
All right, that'll do it for this edition of the Art Lewis Show, brought to you by Westside Decorating Center in Saginaw. Stop in at 4789 State Street, see their newly expanded showroom, and everything you need for home decorating. Coming up on Focus this morning, we're going to focus on one-up games and repair with Justin McKinnon, its owner. Tell you more about that on Focus after the news, which is coming up from CBS, the national and international report. And Michael Percha will have the local regional report for you. Then we'll be back right after that with Focus here on WSGW.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by General Steel.
I'm Steve Kathan. A wintry blast has dumped several feet of snow in California's Sierra Nevada, closed. Is treacherous in the west.
They get bad. They get bad, sometimes really bad.
Snow also causing travel issues in the northern half of the country. Tow truck drivers in Massachusetts busy helping people out.
We are really busy, obviously, and very dangerous out here.
The Weather Channel's Stephanie Abrams.
The southern side of this actually has big-time severe weather potential. Today into the southern plains, as we head into our Tuesday into Louisiana, where we have a torcon of 5. Remember, the higher the number, the higher the threat, the scale goes. Up to 10, we're going to have a 5, and those storms race all the way into Florida as we head into our Wednesday.
A Libyan man accused of making the bomb that blew out of the sky over Lockerbie, Scotland in 1988 is now in U.S. custody. It's a relief to families of the victims. Janine Boulanger's daughter, Nicole, was one of 35 Syracuse University students on the plane.
I carry her with me, and I frequently think about the families that I had the opportunity to meet. There were 35 Syracuse students on that plane, what they refer to as the best and the brightest.
270 people were killed in that attack, 190 of them Americans. In newly released numbers, federal officials say there were more than 8,600 reported hate crimes in the U.S., and 65% of victims were targeted because of race and or ethnicity. Experts predict a jump in the number of holiday travelers this year, with more than 113 million overall. Ellen Edmonds is with AAA.
This holiday season, air travel will see a jump over last year, increasing 14%, with 7.2 million Americans expected to fly. Flights and airports will be bustling and look a lot like they did pre-pandemic.
Most will drive to their destination. AAA says gas prices have fallen by 14 cents a gallon over the past week. Golden Globe nominations are out today as we hear from CBS's Stacey Lynn.
For movies,
What did you come here for? You're slagging.
The Banshees of Inisherin leads with 8 nominations. On the TV side,
Okay, everyone, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, except for Andrew, who is taking a principled stand against nationalism.
beats Abbott Elementary with 5 nods. The award show was not shown on TV last year after the Hollywood Foreign Press was criticized about its lack of diversity. They say they've made changes now, but there are still questions about who will attend and if the Golden Globes still matter. We'll find out when it airs January 10th.
The Dow is up 200 points. This is CBS News.
If you're a business owner renting or leasing, you can save a ton of money and own a custom-designed building made by General Steel. Just call 888-74-STEEL and get a quote today.
Bay City Bridge Partners is bringing you the same convenient route between home, work, school, and many of Bay City's best restaurants and attractions. It's Liberty Bridge, but better. With a smooth new deck surface, new more electronics and technology, saving you time and fuel costs, and adding another 75 years of life to help elevate and grow the Bay City community. Learn about the ease of electronic tolling and pre-register for a transponder account at baycitybridgepartners.com.
'Tis the season to fill your stocking with holiday cash at Saginaw Eagles Landing. Win up to $1,000 every Friday with drawings from 5 to 10 p.m. Hourly winners smash a holiday ornament and reveal their exciting cash prize. Don't miss the holiday cash giveaway. Only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit saginaw-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
Lisa Booth here for Bishop Gold Group. So just when you think the stock market's recovering and everything, the answer is gold. The company that I trust is Bishop Gold, investing in gold and gold IRAs. So act now and get up to $5,000 in free silver with a qualified purchase. Call Bishop Gold Group on your phone, dial pound 250, keyword Bishop Gold. That's pound 250, Bishop Gold, or go to bishopgoldgroup.com.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
And 34 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Perchuk. No one was injured in a Saginaw house fire yesterday. Fire crews responded to the 2600 block of Eddy Street just after 7 p.m. to find flames coming from the upper level of the home. 2 residents managed to escape the fire safely. Crew battled the fire for about 20 minutes. However, the home is considered a total loss. Investigators say the fire likely started in the chimney and spread throughout the rest of the upper floor. The cause remains under investigation. Construction continues in Midland's Concept 5 sewer improvement plan. In the coming weeks, crews will be working in Russell Park on a new offline sanitary sewer storage basin. According to the city, the basin will be designed to hold up to 1 million gallons of wastewater during high flows caused by major rain events or high groundwater levels, reducing strain on the main sanitary sewer system. Once flows return to normal levels, the basin will then drain back into the main system. According to the city, once construction is completed, Russell Park will return to its normal state and the basin will be unnoticeable except for several locked access hatches and concrete lids near the existing lift station nearby. The new infrastructure is part of Midland's Concept 5 sewer improvement plan, which was created to mitigate damage from major weather events after historic flooding in 2017. Consumers Energy is providing more than $7 million to help customers pay heating bills. The new contributions are going to 8 Michigan nonprofit organizations, which help people directly with consumer bills. These include the Salvation Army, True North Community Services, United Way of South Central Michigan, United Way for Southeastern Michigan, and more. Customers should call 211 if they're facing hardship or are trying to access the new funding. Customers can also call 1-800-477-5050 if they're facing challenges with their heating bills. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
When it comes to protecting your field from disease and environmental stress, there's Revitec fungicide, and there's everything else. When it comes to unparalleled power, there's Revitec, and everything else. And when it comes to speed and stamina, this is Revitec. And this is it. Nothing else comes close to Revitec fungicide from BASF. Always read and follow label directions.
RocketGrabPlus.com. You can now get a furnace tune-up from All Seasons Heating and Cooling for only $60. It's usually $120. That's half off. All Seasons Heating and Cooling in Midland, Michigan has been serving Mid-Michigan for over 40 years. Their certified technicians are there for any furnace issues you may be facing this winter and are Google guaranteed. Call All Seasons at 989-832-2752 today. All Seasons, where your comfort is their concern.
Rocket Grab Plus.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Michigan restaurant and hotel owners have until the end of the day today to apply for funding to help with job training. The Michigan Restaurant and Lodging Association is encouraging restaurant and hotel operators to apply for the Going Pro Talent Fund, which awards grants to help business owners invest in their workforce by providing employees with training to sharpen their industry skills and develop as leaders. The program is part of the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity. Anyone having trouble paying their property tax bill? Michigan News Network's Kyle Kimball has this.
Today, Monday, is the deadline to seek in-person assistance from HOPE, which stands for Homeowners Property Tax Exemption for those at risk of home foreclosure. So far this year, HOPE has helped over 10,000 Detroit homeowners with assistance ranging from 10% up to 100% of their property tax bill. Assistance is based on household income. If you'd like to find out more, call 313-244-0247.
Average gasoline prices in Michigan have fallen 20.8 cents per gallon in the last week, averaging around $3.22 per today, according to Gas Buddy's survey. Prices in Michigan are 81.3 cents per gallon lower than a month ago and stand about 4.6 cents per gallon higher than a year ago. The national average price of diesel has fallen almost 15 cents in the last week and stands at $4.91 per gallon. The cheapest station in Michigan was priced at $2.59 per gallon yesterday, while the most expensive was $3.99, a difference of $1.40 per gallon. The national average price of gas fell 14.5 cents, averaging $3.21 per day. Today, the national average is down 56 cents per gallon from a month ago. WSGW News Time, 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW forecast. We'll see cloudy skies here for today with a high into the upper 30s. Northeast winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, cloudy skies with a low around 28. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, high of 38 degrees. Then by Wednesday, a slight chance for rain and snow mixing here late. Mostly cloudy and a high around 38. Thursday, a good chance for rain and snow mixing, becoming all rain late, cloudy and a high around 40. Friday, chance for snow early, then mixing with rain, cloudy and a high around 37. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 33.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, good morning and welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW, brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, proven, easy, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out more online at getroofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax with 2 X's. And today we're going to learn about a local business in our area called One Up Games and Repair. We're going to do that with its owner. We say good morning to Justin McKinnon. Justin, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Glad to have you with us this morning. And you have a veterans-owned business. Give us let's start with an overview of One Up Games and Repair, and then we'll get into some of the repair nitty-gritty. But give us an overview of the business.
Absolutely. So we're One Up Games. We opened in 2013. We buy and sell video games, and then we also carry plush and Dungeons and Dragons and different novelty and stuff like that. And we repair cell phones, game consoles, computers, and all sorts of electronics.
And where are you located?
We've got stores in downtown Bay City and Saginaw Township.
So how long has the business been around?
We opened the Bay City store in 2013, and then in 2020, I finished up my 10-year contract with the Army Reserve, and then we opened up the Saginaw location. And then we actually just moved the Bay City store July 1st. We were over by the Bay City Mall, and so now we've got a bigger spot in downtown Bay City.
Well, of course, as always, thank you for your service above all. Let's talk about the repair side of the business, because we all carry around our electronics. We got iPads, we got phones, you name it. There's electronic games. When you say repair, what types of things do you repair?
So we started with doing mostly video game related repairs. That was a hobby that I had before I opened the business. And then we started picking up some other things like cell phone and computer repair. And then it was about 2 years ago, I did a micro soldering course and got certified out in New York. So that's been a big part of our business lately, is actually going through with the microscope and board level components. Sometimes we'll have to run jumper wires that are thinner than human hair. So it's been pretty exciting, and there's a lot of repairs that we can do now that nobody else around here does. And it really helps to keep devices out of landfills and give devices a second life.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting to know, because I think many of us have been under the impression that when these devices go, or when a board goes, you throw the board out and you put a new one in. What you're telling me is you can actually do these repairs now, huh?
Correct.
Wow. And that does save a lot in the landfills, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's be device specific. For example, phones, smartphones. Most of the repairs made on smartphones, I have to believe, are replacing the screen. But can you actually repair the guts?
Yeah, we do a lot of screen and battery replacements, or charge port replacements is another common one. So what we'll see is sometimes if the charge port has been damaged enough, or if maybe there was water damage that got onto the board and affected some components, replacing the charge port might not be enough, and then there'll be chips on the board that control the charging, and we might have to replace those as well.
Wow. I mean, that's fascinating, because I mean, we're in such a throw out society today that, everything gets thrown out, supposedly. Do you find people are willing to spend the money on their old phones to have them repaired?
Yeah, a lot of times with most of the new phones, I mean, you're talking about $1,000 or $2,000 phone a lot of times. Still cost effective to get most of the devices repaired.
Yeah. Yeah. And can you work on all of them? In other words, is there a difference between Android and Apple, for example? Can you work on Apple phones?
Yeah, that's a lot of what we focused on when I did that micro soldering certification, was iPhones and iPads, but it translates to pretty, even Nintendo Switches will have that same type of charging chip issue that we'll end up replacing.
There's a lot of similarities amongst all these various types of electronics, aren't there?
Right. Yeah, the layout and the chips might be a little bit different, but the fundamentals are all very similar.
All the same. All right, hang on. I've got to take a break, and we'll come back. We're talking to Justin McKinnon. He owns One Up Games and Repairs, and we'll talk more about it with him when we return here on WSGW.
Did it go okay when your insurance agent sat down with you to review the coverage checklist for your farm? About uncovered areas? You have reviewed your coverages lately, right? If not, maybe your agency should be the Emil Rummel Agency. At the Emil Rummel Agency, it's our job to understand the various risks you face every day on your farm, and then provide you with the right insurance policy that is based on your needs. If your current insurance agent is not offering this kind of service, it's time you talked with the Emil Rummel Agency, because we listen and then we respond to what we hear. The Emil Rummel Agency is located in Frankenmuth, Vassar, Cairo, and in Saginaw. Call us today at 800-572-0939. That's 800-572-0939. Or visit us on the web at rummelinsurance.com.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, weight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
The WSGW Morning Team.
You got Taste Left in My Mouth by Scrooge O'Reilly.
I heard that.
His commentary this morning was basically saying, it's Christmas and it's too early. Bah humbug.
Turn off those Christmas movies and turn off that Christmas music until after the 15th.
Cold in the stocking for Bill O'Reilly.
Man.
Sometimes Christmas can seem a little shoved or early, but
early, November the 1st. When he was talking about movies, I have to agree with him on this one that my favorite Christmas Carol movie is the one with Alistair Sim. But he said that's the best Christmas movie, and it's not. We all know that it is It's a Wonderful Life, followed closely by Die Hard.
I was thinking the Muppets. I love the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Wouldn't that be an interesting double feature with Pat and Denise?
Sure.
Watch Die Hard and the Muppets Christmas.
It's too bad Bruce Willis and the Muppets never got together.
Oh my gosh, that would have been great. The Muppets Die Hard Christmas Carol.
Your Morning Team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
Back with you on Focus, talking to Justin McKinnon, the owner of One Up Games and Repair in two locations, right, Justin?
Correct.
Where are you?
Downtown Bay City, and then the Green Acres Plaza in Saginaw.
All right, so let's, to conclude our repair discussion, if you've got an electronic device at home, a handheld device, laptop, not laptop, but iPad, iPhone, and I guess I should ask, do you do computers?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, okay. Well, they had laptops. Why not? So basically, don't throw it out. Take it in to see Justin and find out if it's repairable. That is a great savings in the landfill. You're absolutely correct, because a lot of this stuff, people don't know what to do with it. So I now want to talk about the game side. So do you retail games too?
Yeah, we do all of the brand new releases when they come out, like the new Pokemon games just came. Big sale for us, and then we go all the way back to the old Atari cartridges.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
Is a name I hadn't heard in a while.
Yeah.
My goodness. Now, do you sell the game mechanics too, the units?
Yeah, we sell the game consoles. We refurbish those in-house, and they come with a 90-day warranty. So those are really popular still.
Well, that's interesting, because you can take those old machines and it's another savings there. You rebuild them and you can resell them.
Yeah, and then we also buy them from customers. So if they've got a tote full of old games or game systems or whatever that they're just sitting around and they want to get rid of, then we can buy them off of them as well.
What kind of hours do you keep?
We're open from 11 to 8, 7 days a week.
7 days a week. Whoa. So let me ask this. Somebody brings in a phone or an iPad and it needs work. Typically, how long does it take you to do it?
We offer an expedited service where we'd be able to potentially have that done same day. With most of our phone repairs, we either have those done within an hour or maybe next day if we have to overnight parts. And then for some of the other repairs, it might take a week or so, just depending on how backed up we are.
Now, you have two stores, but you're the one certified in micro soldering. So do you do all the repairs yourself?
I don't do all of the repairs. We've got 5 technicians.
Oh, wow.
Working, so they do a lot of the screen replacement, battery replacement, the general stuff like that. And then when something's more complicated, then that's when I'll go through, take it under the microscope, and get everything taken care of.
Wow! So you've got quite a number of people working for you then, doing the repairs.
Yeah, we got a pretty good sized team, and we see a lot of different devices come in. So as long as we can order parts for it, then we can usually fix it.
Can you replace, like case backs for phones that get dropped and things of that nature?
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of the newer iPhones. They'll have the back glass, so we've got a special laser machine that goes through and it cuts that old adhesive off, and then we can put a new panel of glass on there.
You're kidding. Wow. There's a lot to these things today, isn't there? I mean, it's not the old simple take a screwdriver, pop it off, pop a new one on.
Yeah.
Have you got a website or any other type of contact where people can find out more information?
Yeah, we're on Facebook. Then we've got a website. It's www.oneupgames.net. And then we also have a Discord. So one of the other things that we do at our stores, our Saginaw location has a pinball arcade. And then our new Bay City store, we have a esports and a tabletop gaming room.
Oh, really?
So we usually do events every single weekend.
Wow. And all that information is online?
Correct.
All right. Very good. Well, listen, Justin, first of all, again, thank you for your service, a veterans-owned business. And I hope folks with phones that need repair and other types of items that need repair come and see you. Thanks a lot for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye now. Justin McKinnon from One Up Games and Repair. And you can find him online at oneupgames.net. And we will take a break, come back, and head toward our market report from Baird and Company. We'll also, we'll just do that when we come back.
Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler, host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands with RoofMax, the world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMax is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement, and it's guaranteed. So don't replace RoofMax.
RoofMax, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 859-6751 or go to GetRoofMax.com for a free quote.
It could be the best year. Retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDY.
Art Lewis here for WSGW, inviting you to explore America's last frontier, Alaska, from August 30th to September 10th, 2023. You'll fly from Detroit to Fairbanks for the start of a 12-day land and sea adventure. Ride the stern wheel